right? Like the only way to save Ethereum was using Solana. So that was the big realization. And even at the time when I founded the project, which was about ETH Denver last year, so a year and a half ago, even at that time, it was really clear to me that Solana has the community to continue to innovate and latch on to these new narratives. So the last cycle will be 2024, 2025, right? This cycle, the new folks that came in, especially in New York, you see all these Gen Zers, right, that come in. They all came because of meme coin mania on Solana. So that was the big aha moment. How do we maintain the performance metrics that was needed to get these new use cases unlocked while still getting new users onboarded, right? So the solution that I came up with is building this tech stack that can extend Solana to every ecosystem.
They're called reply girls.
Hi.
Hey, Katie.
Welcome to Reply Girls.
Thank you. Okay, thanks for having me.
Of course. Do you want to introduce yourself and read your Twitter bio?
Oh, yeah. My name is Joanna. I'm the co-founder CEO of SOON. I was a founding member of the developer community here in New York called Crypto NYC, and also my previous experience like working Coinbase first as my first gig into crypto as a leasing manager, and basically helping with the launching this new NFT platform at the time. That was the new thing for Coinbase, and then later on moved over to the infra side and helped launch two projects, including their TGEs. That was Optimism and also Leo is OTK chain.
Today we're in the Solana Skyline community co-working space. It sounds like you've been a part of the New York crypto community for a while. Do you want to talk about how it's changed in like the last 4 or 5 years? Just a little bit.
Yeah, seriously. I guess I'm part of crypto class of 2017. I've definitely seen a lot of changes. I was a currency trader for many years, over a decade, and first learned about crypto back in 2012, 2013 phase, while really treating this as an investment vehicle, right, to hedge my career risk. Crypto is ever going to just completely replace fiat currency. You know, when I first went to Coinbase, was also just talking to similar hands that trade these asset class. The relevance there is just people are interested in the higher yield asset class. Many of the determining factors are very similar, right? Looking at the macro, looking at the overall risk sentiment. I think coming from traditional finance was definitely something that I've seen people starting to do, like after I joined. Even people from my same trading floor from Citi, there were at least 10% of the people that went to crypto. And people starting to gradually realize the promise of the technical promise of the currency. So for me, I think for SOON, the main reason that we wanted to do this project was also focusing on the user adoption and understanding what's blocking them, right? And the one big elephant in the room is I have been up to this point, like very much focused on the Ethereum side, as you heard from my background. So I was a ETH maxi, right? And then I think I got really frustrated by, quite frankly, the path that they were taking and how that led to a lack of user adoption.
Many people, I think, were in your position.
Yeah, so the only way to save Ethereum was using Solana. So the solution that I came up with is building this tech stack that can extend Solana to every ecosystem. So you can put SVM, which is the Solana core infrastructure, right? The virtual machine can be transplanted to be on top of any L1. And that can be EVM-based L1s, that can be Bitcoin, that can be Cosmos. So we started with the EVM, ETH L1, BNB, that's the Binance Smart Chain, and Base. Those are the three mainnets that have been live. And also, looking into kind of the OP stack approach for SVM, right? So really accelerate this new gold standard, right, to get folks to start building like new applications and use cases. The one learning that I didn't expect to see is that we reached this PMF with this new playbook, right? So we're really bridging the EVM and SVM community. At first, I was just very much gung-ho about beating OP stack or Arbitrum Orbit, right? That's like the main roll-up stacks that the only rollup stacks that are available in the market today, and that not performant, right? We're talking about like we're 60 times more performant in terms of TPS, in terms of latency than these guys, right? So at first I was just thinking about let's benchmark ourselves against the existing playbooks, but then quickly realizing that we can actually chart our own territory by bringing the Solana developers and the Ethereum-based users together. And in that process, like we can give both the users and the developers a better value prop. So from the developer perspective, they can develop their applications in Rust, right, once, and then they can deploy everywhere and take advantage of the liquidity and new user base that they couldn't get access to before. And then from the user end, if you're a base user, right, you want to get the best user experience from, again, using my own example, right, like I was using all these DEXs on Ethereum, or even whatever, one of these L2s that are not super differentiated. And then I started using the DEX aggregator, Solana, like Jupiter, that has DCA, value average, all these new features that can only be accessed on the SVM. So from their perspective, users get their favorite Solana app experience on the chains that they have been using, right, that have access.
Where their money is.
Exactly, where the money is. Thank you. That's the best way to describe that. Yeah. Where the money is, right? And the other thing, that's a really good point. So I realized that the money thing, right? It's like if you get onboarded in 2021, you are more likely to park your assets on Ethereum. That's how you get onboarded, right? That's the ecosystem that you got first introduced to and you have been using. Maybe you still use MetaMask, right? So like the NFTs that you bought still needs to be liquidated somehow, right?
Yep.
So you have all these idle assets sitting on Ethereum because that's the ecosystem that first onboarded you, right? So what we're providing is a better capital efficiency way to provide like more liquid ways to play with your assets, right? So now you can all of a sudden use the NFT as a collateral to lend, to borrow, to trade, right? So that's the kind of application that previously not available on Ethereum.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been fun.